And time to take a look at what's been making headlines around the world. And for that, I'm joined in the studio today by Alison Sargent. Hello, Alison.
Hi, Annette.
So we're starting in North Korea with a report that the leader, Kim Jong Un, had his US envoy executed after his failed summit with Donald Trump.
That's right. This report came out in the Korean paper, the Chosun Ilbo. They're reporting on the fates of two men, Kim Chol, who was the special envoy to the U.S., who they say has been killed, and a senior negotiator named Kim Chol, who they say has been put into forced labor. They say this was all part of a purge that took place back in March, just after that failed summit between Kim Jong Un and Donald Trump in Hanoi. Now, this story is getting picked up by news outlets around the world, but The Guardian notes that it hasn't yet been independently verified. North Korea has neither confirmed nor denied these reports. But The Guardian does remind us that Kim has reportedly executed people in the past, even for just minor disrespectful behavior, actually. In two separate incidents in 2015 and 2016, they say officials were executed for just falling asleep at events where Kim Jong Un was either present or giving a speech.
Okay, so heading to the Democratic Republic of Congo now, and ceremonies marking the repatriation of the body of opposition leader Etienne Tshisekedi.
That's right, a moment his supporters and his son have been waiting for over 2 years for now. Etienne Tshisekedi died in Belgium back in 2017, but the Belgian government and the ex-president, Joseph Kabila, couldn't agree on repatriating his body. Jeune Afrique takes a look back at what a long, and in their words, what a mess this whole process has been. That's what we see in this cartoon here. Tshisekedi there, we can see he's waiting and complaining about bad Congolese connections. Meanwhile, a local paper, Le Phare, reports that there has been some debate in DRC about Tshisekedi's status as a national hero. Some say that since the current president, Félix Tshisekedi, is his son, it's not appropriate for him to designate his father as a national hero, and that it should be the parliament who decides to give him that kind of a label. Le Phare, though, which is a paper that supports Tshisekedi's party, disagrees with this. They say that as president, Félix Tshisekedi is completely qualified to designate his father as a national hero. They say the only question is whether his father, he himself, Etienne Tshisekedi, fits that criteria. And for the newspaper, which again supports the former opposition party, well, they say, yes, he does fit the criteria.
Okay, so heading across the Atlantic now, and where an American national hero is back in the spotlight, that of course being the late Senator John McCain.
That's right, a man who has repeatedly been the target of Donald Trump's ire. The U.S. president has made it no secret that he dislikes the late John McCain, so much so that the White House officials reportedly hid a Navy ship named after McCain while Trump was visiting a naval base in Japan last week. Among other things, they reportedly used a tarp to cover up the name of the ship that was docked in this naval base that Trump was visiting. The New York Times writes that the incident shows the extraordinary lengths that the Trump administration will go just to avoid provoking the president. Cartoonists, Annette, it has to be said, are having a heyday with this, as you can imagine. Here in Newsday, we see Donald Trump depicted as a tiny tugboat alongside the USS John McCain, telling it to get out of the way. I have to point out this cartoon is not entirely accurate because officials reportedly did this totally on their own accord. Donald Trump has said he had no knowledge it was happening, so he's not the one that ordered them to cover it up. John McCain served in Vietnam, and the ship is named not only for him, but also for his grandfather and his father, who also served in the U.S. military. Donald Trump, meanwhile, got out of serving in Vietnam because he was diagnosed with bone spurs, and that explains this cartoon from the New York Daily News, who's playing on that juxtaposition. We see that ship is being renamed Bone Spurs, and the painter is asking, is that any better for you, Donald Trump?
Okay, so we're heading across now to Russia. Oh gosh, do I have to read this? For a controversial initiative launched by one company where they are offering women bonuses to wear skirts.
That's right, Annette. This is the kind of headline that you have to read a couple of times before you realize that it is indeed a true story. This is part of what this company is calling a femininity marathon, although I think it would be more accurate to call it a sexism marathon. This company is called Tatprof. It's an aluminum manufacturer in Russia. 70% of the employees are men. The CEO, who's also a man, thought it was a good idea to brighten up the workplace to ask that 30% of female employees to wear skirts to work. The women can get an extra 100 100 rubles for doing so, which is about $1.50 for each day that you do wear this skirt.
If
So-
you're going to be sexist, please don't be cheap.
Right? I don't know. It's like not even clearly not worth it. If there was any doubt, definitely not going to do it for that much. It's unclear whether men can also access this bonus for the skirt, although I'm guessing they probably can't because the company clearly wants everyone to stay in their assigned gender roles. They have different activities for men during this femininity marathon. Men had a pull-up contest in it last week.
Oh dear, one massive groan. Okay, the last story, we're going to be back here in Paris. Now, for some of you, if you've been visiting the French capital recently, you would have seen that there's been a very popular craze here, as has been the case in other big cities around the world. And of course, that's the use of electric scooters. But there's a new fad about to be unveiled. Tell us more, Alison.
This fad is using pogo sticks, which is arguably even more obnoxious and more controversial than electric scooters, although I have to say it does look like more fun. This is the initiative of a Swedish startup called Kangaroo. They want to start a pogo stick sharing app in other major European cities as well, like Berlin and London, but also Paris. Before you get excited, though, Annette, although I can tell you're not excited to begin with, Anne Hidalgo's deputy mayor has already rejected this idea in Paris. He said, if this is not a joke, then these pogo sticks are going to go straight into the trash. So no pogo sticks for us here in Paris, and it's probably for the best.
I probably would have to agree with that. But it's sort of like this phase, or rather fad, of people not wanting to grow up.
I know, yeah, it's a lot of toys. I mean, the pogo sticks, I have to say, sound kind of good to me.
Yeah. No, not for me, though. Thanks for that, Alison. Of course, that's Alison Sargent with the Press Review. And if you want to take a look at the stories that we've been talking about, you can, of course, head to our website, thatbeingfrance24.com.